Continue with our class Hilchot Deot. Today's class number 31. Okay, go ahead. Seeming denial.
So our sages state, Rabbi Yeshua ben Levi said the term Torah appears 5 times in the chapters which discusses the Metzora, whose affliction is punishment for having spoken Lashon Hara. Number 1. So Vayikra 13:59, 14:2, 14:32, 14:54, and 14:57. Sefer
59, right?
Yeah.
It's a rough math. Okay, sorry, I apologize.
No, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Sefer.
Sefer HaIkeda, cited by Maharzu to Vayikra Rabbah, notes that the subject of Lashon Hara is prominently mentioned in all 5 books. The book of Bereshit relates how the serpent, through cunning and deception, caused Adam and Eve to sin. Right, because he Lashon, right? He spoke about God, right? Like he kind of
exactly.
The book of Shemos relates how Moshe was forced to flee Egypt because of the treachery of Datan and Aviram.
Mm-hmm.
The book of Vayikra details the laws of Torah, which is divinely inflicted retribution for speaking Lashon Hara, and it also contains the primary prohibition against speaking Lashon Hara.
Mm-hmm.
The book of Midbar relates the episodes of Miriam's Torah, the spy's slander, and Korach's rebellion. And the book of Devarim, Deuteronomy, in its opening verse, alludes to episodes in which the Jews in the wilderness were guilty of sinful talk.
So basically, in all 5 books, we have some reference to Lashon Hara.
Right. So
at least one reference. Okay.
So Rabbi Yochanan said in the name of Rabbi Yossi ben Zimra, whoever speaks Lashon Hara is considered as if he had denied the existence of God, as it is written in Tehillim, those who have said, with our tongues we shall prevail, our lips are with us, who is master over us?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Sefer Yerayim explains that when someone wants to speak Lashon Hara, he first casts a glance in all directions to make sure that the subject of his evil words is not present. And make sure nobody's listening.
Exactly.
And he probably tells them like, oh, just don't
No, not, I would say not nobody, but at least the person that he's talking about.
Actually, I was waiting for coffee the other day, and I heard somebody saying on the phone, he's like, don't tell him I said anything to you. Like, don't say anything. Don't tell them I told you. And I was like, interesting, okay. So his seeming lack of concern that his words will be noted above conveys an impression that to his mind, heaven is not cognizant of what he is about to say. This is why speaking Lashon Hara is akin to denial of belief in God. What more must be said concerning the severity of speaking Lashon Hara? There is no recourse but to engage the evil inclination in battle, so that one will not become caught in the net of this bitter sin. Those who will emerge victorious will reap the inestimable fruits of their efforts, both in this world and the next.
Any comments?
I'm good.
Okay. So let's continue. So we're in Hilchot Deot. At the very end of Hilchot Deot, not very end, but close to the end, we're in chapter 7, Halachah number 5. So it's actually the same type of Lashon Hara. There is no difference whether one speaks Lashon Hara about a person in his presence or behind his back. The statements of people who relate matters which, when passed from one person to another, will cause harm to a man's person or to his property, or will even merely annoy him or frighten him, are considered Lashon Hara. Of course, in a commentary, we're going to go into details. We're going to explain. Okay. If such statements were made in the presence of 3 people, one may assume that the matter has already become public knowledge. Thus, if one of the 3 relates the matter to the matter a second time, it is not considered Lashon Hara, provided that his intention was not to spread not consider Lashon, provided his intention was not to spread the matters further and publicize it. Okay. So let's see what it's all mean. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So over here, does it mean that, for example, if his intention wasn't to spread it, meaning that he himself presumes that since 3 people know it, everybody else knows it? Is that what it means?
Yes.
Oh, okay. But
so basically, when he says it, he has assumption that this information is going to get to the person of whom he is speaking about. You understand?
Mm-hmm. So pretty much we're still not allowed to speak this Lashon Hara in a lot of cases, right?
Of course not. Of course not. Just because the guy is brazen and he knows that he's not trying to keep it as a secret, right? So when an example that Moshe did that before the guy is afraid, so don't tell him, right? Don't tell him. Don't say that I said. But in this case, he's speaking. I am telling you, and of course he's going to find out.
So you're not allowed to say. Let's say someone says to you, "I don't like this person," right? And then he says, "Don't worry, I spoke to 3 people about it. What I'm telling you is Lashon Hara. It's not allowed."
Of course not. It's not allowed. Okay, but let's go. It's all of good questions. So let's go step by step. And then we're going to get to that situation. Okay, so from the beginning with commentaries, there's no difference whether one speaks Lashon Hara about a person in his presence or behind his back. 33. Not Arachin 15b, which states, Rabbi declares any statements made in the presence of a person involved are not Lashon Hara. Okay. Abai told him, surely it is both arrogance and Lashon Hara. So meaning I'm going to tell him in his face. So right in his face, very good, but it's arrogance and Lashon Hara. And plus he embarrassed somebody in public, right? Rabbi answered him, I follow the approach of Rabbi Yosef, who said, I never made a statement for which I would have to turn around and check whether a person whom I was talking was present. That's a great level. So let's try to live one day like that, right? So when we make statements and or maybe sometimes when we refer as a general example and people do not know who you're referring to and you withhold some information so they will not figure out, so it would be, and it's for constructive purpose, a different thing. But when with the names and or even without name, but they easily can figure who you're talking about, that's for sure it's Lashon Hara. The Rambam appears to follow Abai's opinion. So one more time, Abai said, surely is both arrogance and Lashon Hara, even when in his face, right? So Rambam codifies its Halachah. The case of Mishnah and others have a different opinion, the different version of the Talmudic passage, which causes them to question Rambam's definition of Lashon Hara here. However, based on statement Tosafos Arachim, same place, the Avodat HaMelech explained that both Rabbi and Abai agree that the derogatory remark is considered Lashon Hara, whether it was made in the presence of the person involved or not. So that's exactly as Rambam said. The difference of the opinion cited involve only matter, which is considered as Lashon Hara with extended context, within extended context. So let's see. The commentaries also cite the Sefer Dvarim 24:9, which defines Miriam's remark about Moshe as Lashon Hara, even though they were not made in his presence. So the bottom line, so look, very long commentary, but the bottom line, so whether the person is present or he is not present, so the speaker transgress the prohibition of Lashon Hara. But if the person is present, that's a much more like it's much more severe. So as I started in my morning class, we going through this different book. It's actually the actual Sefer of Chafetz Chaim, and he went through the positive commandment that negative. First, he went through the list of negative commandments that person can transgress. In one instance of speaking Lashon Hara, it's 17 commandments, 17 negative commandments. Of course, it's, I mean, they're possible, like theoretically, that all of the 17 are going to apply. And I don't remember how many positive, because we didn't finish, maybe 9 or so, like positive commandment. So which the person transgress with each statement of Lashon Hara, he can transgress so many commandments, basically.
Rabbi, question. You said it's worse if the person you're speaking about a Lashon Hara about is present, correct?
Correct, 100%.
But we say that a robber isn't as bad as a thief, right? A robber steals in public; it's not as bad.
Exactly. You're at 100%. Yeah, but those examples are not comparable. What you said, it's 100% right. But here, he basically insults. So of course I don't remember all of the negative commandments, but few I do remember. So he embarrassed somebody in public, right? And and he's saying the hurtful words. It's at least 2 more, but I think that there are much more than that. You understand? When you say it in his presence, and we know when you use it's actually written here in Hilchot. No, it is written in Beezrat Hashem. I'm planning to start. Next book is Hilchot Teshuvah. Right, so in Hilchot Teshuvah says clearly the one who embarrasses his fellow in public is loses place in the world to come. Unless it was for constructive purpose, when he was doing Hil Hashem, so he was talking in a show and he was warned, and second time, then you must embarrass him and kick him out. That's different Halachah. But otherwise, go ahead.
Yeah. So we say don't do to someone else what you wouldn't want done to yourself. Correct? Right? So
I mean, this phrase it's been taken out of context so many times. So I don't want to agree until I listen to the end whatever you want to say. Go ahead.
Okay, Beezrat Hashem, we'll see how I take it out of context one more time. So anyways, let's say this person, right? Obviously, a person rather have something said to his face than behind his back. So I did what this person wanted. I didn't do to another person what what he what I want to be done to me. So I spoke this Lashon Hara in front of his face. If I spoke behind his back, I would have done to someone what I wouldn't have wanted to have done to myself.
I see what you're saying. I had this question. I don't know already. Remember the question, but I remember the answer that I gave to this person, right? So we're trying to work with these people to establish a shalom bias, right, between husband and wife. So and what I told him after I heard what his wife said. Right? So Halachah is very straightforward. You have to love your wife as yourself, but respect her more than you respect yourself. So love part, everybody understand, as you said, don't do to her whatever you don't want to be done to yourself, but respect is different. So even though you're low, low self-esteem, nothing bothers you, does not make any difference. Her respect is much higher. You understand? So same with other people. So okay, it does not bother. So they call me fat, they call me stupid, they call me ugly, this and that. Does not bother me. So it does mean that I can call other people these names? Absolutely not. You understand? So absolutely not. So all right, so continue. Apologies. Did we answer the question? Sorry. All right. So the statements of people. So we'll see if that person get the message. I hope I invested so much time and energy. I hope that he's going to get the message. The statements of people who relate matters, which when passed from one person to another, will cause harm to the man's person or to his property, or will merely annoy him or frighten him, is considered Lashon Hara. So basically, now we're talking about damages. So Rambam say if whatever you say is going to cause him damage, man's person, whatever it means. I mean, maybe he's going to lose his parnasa. So now nobody wants to hire him. Nobody, he has a store, nobody wants to buy from him, right? Okay, or I don't know, like on eBay, on Amazon. So now they know who the seller is. So now nobody wants to buy from this guy. That's a problem, right? To his property. Okay, this one. Okay, or just annoying, right? So person get upset. That's one of the prohibition that I said is hurt somebody with the words, but annoying, it's not exactly hurting. I mean, but something similar, or frighten him, right? How is it frighten him? I don't know. Right? It's many different situations. Okay, so all of this that person is going to suffer in some way, right? Because of the negative speech is Lashon Hara. So I think this definition is very straightforward, but let's see what commentary has to say. 34. The commentary cites Shabbos 33b, which states that Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai made unfavorable remarks about the Roman authorities. Rabbi Yehuda ben Garim passed on the statements without meaning to cause Rabbi Shimon any harm to others. Right? The report spread and ultimately became known to Roman authorities, forcing Rabbi Shimon to hide for 13 years. So it's a famous story, but in a few words. So I think that they were sitting three of them, four of them together, and they had a conversation. And one of the rabbis said that these Romans, they're not so bad. Right? Look. I mean, they rule the country, but they build the roads, they build the bridges over the rivers, they build the marketplaces, they build the bathhouses. So it's they brought culture to Israel, right? Culture. Right? And Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai said, "What are you talking about? The roads that they built, I don't remember what his explanation was. Maybe to get faster with the army. The bridges they built to collect tolls. The market they built for the same for prostitution. Same with these bathhouses, prostitution. So it's like whatever they did for themselves. It's basically not for the sake of nation of Israel. So one rabbi tried to be politically correct. I mean, maybe it's not politically correct. Maybe he wanted to say something positive about the Romans, right? This is true. So he said, now with the bridges, with the roads, it's easier to come to Rebbe, right? Because it's close. But Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, no, they have their own intention. And this guy, I'm not sure. I think he was a ger. The new ger, or he was about to convert and stuff like that. So he went to the Romans and said that's what I mean. I like the government. I like Thanksgiving. Like some not religious people. No Thanksgiving in this country and this freedom. I say stop, right? So start with the morning blessings before you bless the country. Start with morning blessing. The one who woke you up and give you this and they give unbend the straighten the band and all of this. Stop with a big statements. You understand? So that's the story. Okay, you want to ask a question? Yeah.
So what's called Rabbi Silverberg was saying that Rabbi Moshe Feinstein says about compared to America, compared to Russia and all these other places, that in America we do different. How? Because let's say the grandma do something right, we just make it more kosher. Like a cruise, we get a daf yomi share, we have 2 pools, all this stuff, right? So So my question is, because we see with the Romans and innovation and so on and so forth.
Yes.
So when is it allowed to, let's say, do like the going in a kosher way and actually a mitzvah to do like them? Because sometimes something, I think the Tanya says it is in a neutral position, or then you put your kavanah into it, or then you make it into a mitzvah, like a knife, right? Because you can use it to be a shaykhut. So when, in regards to goyish things, does that apply?
So your basic question in one sentence: how do you kosher a pig? Right? That's what you're asking. So I have this this response from Rabbi Victor Miller. That's all. And I don't know. I mean, he said it so beautifully, very to the point. But in summary, I mean, if you want, I can send it the way I see it. It's my personal view. Like in some instances, it's hard to contain the people they so involved in the goyish culture. They want to be in it. So if you tell them no, that they're going to drop everything. So you want to kosher it a little. So that's that's how this all modern Orthodox started. They say we're going to be Orthodox, but we're going to go to college. And they went to college. They got involved with all of the non-Jews and stuff like that. Got brainwashed, and they become very non-Jews, right? Who down sometimes. That's the issue. So all of these kosher cruises. I mean, I looked into it, right? Something like, what are you going to do there? And then people say, no. He said, you don't understand. You're going to learn Torah. I say, stay with me, learn Torah. Why do you need to go anywhere? In all my classes, you're going to have Torah more than all of your course one day. You understand? Why are you going there? To overeat? It's a waste of money. It's a lot of time. I think like one day it's like $200-$300, maybe more. Why would I want to burn so much money? Maybe more. It depends on the cabin you have. You understand? Learn Torah? No. Seaside? I like watch Discovery Channel. I don't know, right? But of course people cannot be contained, so that's why they allow to make it a little kosher.
So all that stuff is okay, b'diavad, pretty much.
No, it's not the case. So okay. I apologize. Maybe I didn't explain it right. So it says clearly that the Shabbos was given to Jewish people to learn Torah. So I had this conversation with somebody, like adult person in like 50s. I don't know, like approximately, right? So I said, do you know why do we have night? Person, no, I never thought about it. I said, like of course I didn't ask, but you're almost 50 years old. Like you never ask yourself, well, why do we have nights? Right? It's a good question. At least try to look up, like, why are we nights? Like think about like your personal opinion. Why do we have nights? So I told them, right? The nights were given to Hashem, create nights to study Torah. That's the only reason. Right? And the Shabbos also was given us to study Torah. So all day the person running around trying to provide for his family, right? To learn to earn the livelihood and stuff like that. But on Shabbos he's free. Hashem said, I'm going to take care of all of these things. So on Shabbos you're free. Learn Torah, right? That's the only thing. Go pray, go eat good food and good drink. Do all of these things. Wear nice clothes. But the main thing is to study Torah. So the question is it okay to read books? And then we go down, right? Okay, if you want to read like scientific books, so it's also part of the creation, so it's not as bad. So I mean, you understand? But history books is not that is so good. But okay, but if he does not want to read, is he allowed to go to play basketball? Is it Eruv? No Eruv. So basically we go down. So it's better than for him to watch TV or play with his phone. You understand? So it's not big deal. It's like we make it step back, in order to contain him somehow, some association. Is it right? What can we do? You understand? but it's not proper. So I think if a person has a proper rabbi who can explain the Torah properly, the goal in life properly, like Rabbi Reuven explains, you understand? You don't want to play this basketball, right? Like I don't know who said, what I'm dog, right? See, the person said, what I'm dog run after the ball. I'm human being. I'm son of Hashem. You understand? I'm not going to run after the ball like a little doggy. You understand? So, but it's all because of the people don't have the right hashkafa. Okay, continue. Sorry for this interruption. Did we answer the question?
Yes.
Okay, continue. If such statements were made in the presence of three people, one may assume that the matter has already become public knowledge. Okay. So it's actually the situation that we're discussing. If such statements were made, 35. Generally, the phrase "such statements" is interpreted to refer to information about another person, which could be considered derogatory. Okay, such statements meaning derogatory. Chafetz Chaim 2:3. Okay. The Avodat HaMelech, however, understand this law as a continuation of previous concept, and thus the term is referring to information that is made in public could harm person involved. Could harm the person involved. So basically, I mean, one opinion is that it was. So we continue the same topic. So it's that the information is going to hurt the person, but still it's Lashon Hara. I mean, okay, so it's some derogatory information. One more time. If such statements were made in the presence of the three people, so some derogatory information, okay, one may assume that the matter has already become public knowledge. 36. Commentary. Rahim 16a. The case of Mishnah states that this only applies when the person making the statement does not tell the listener to keep the matter secret. So that's a different level now, right? So if he asks them to keep it secret, they reveal the secret. That's a different prohibition. You understand? So here he did not say. So I think sometimes the way I see it, my personal thing, right? So he's revealing such a private information, right, about health, this and that. So, but these two people, right? So three people, let's say, and three people, they're his close friends. So of course, like if he's telling about his wife's medical condition, of course it's not for the general public knowledge. You understand? It's I don't have to warn them that not to say, but okay, this is the case, right? So, but when he said it and then he did not warn him to keep it secret, so he might be he might assume that there is what that. Okay, sorry, somebody muted all of us. No, okay, very good. Okay, so. One second. So the public would know. That is one of the three relates the matter a second time. It is not considered Lashon Hara. So basically, why it's not considered Lashon Hara? Why? In the commentary say casually without any negative intent. Why it's not considered Lashon Hara? It's public knowledge, provided that his intention is not to spread the matter further and publicize it. So commentary say 38, and we're going to explain. In which case, it would be forbidden. To publicize would be forbidden. The Chafetz Chaim explained that that even in this instance, there is no outright license regarding the matter, and he advises refraining from such a speech is possible. So even if in front of the three people, so even he is ready that the information is going to get eventually to this person that he's talking about. So Rambam said it's not Lashon Hara. Chafetz Chaim said better to stay away from all of these things. Right? Okay, continue. Halachah number 6. So it says, all of the above are people who speaks Lashon Hara, in whose neighborhood one is forbidden to dwell. How much more so it is forbidden to sit together with them and hear their conversations. The judgment against our ancestors in the desert was only sealed because of Lashon Hara. So I said it as you might notice, I said it many times to avoid this company. So if you're not ready to be a big hero and stop everybody from speaking Lashon Hara, don't join the company. Don't even sit down. Continue walking. Right, like you have Beezrat Hashem when you get to the laws of muktzah. So in some cases you can in the muktzah. Don't stop. Don't continue walking, because the action of the muktzah consists of three separate acts. You pick it up, right? You go through one domain to another, and you drop in that domain, right? So, but if you continue walking, you never did the put down part. You understand? So here's the thing. So you have all of these people. Continue walking. Go ahead. Somebody question?
Yeah, I was wondering what's worse, to listen to Lashon Hara or to go hear a woman sing. Which one's worse?
We have the beautiful expression that refined, then Vela. So I mean, this is better. This is better. I don't know.
Ask a question really quick. I don't know if you want. Are you going to answer that?
No. I think I answered it.
Yeah. So let's say, for example, I don't know, you get invited to like a Shabbat dinner with whatever, like, I don't know, somebody who you know through and there's like a bunch of people there. You can see that they invite people over for Shabbat. It's like regular. And they start talking about somebody who you don't know this person, but you also don't get involved in the conversation. You just kind of eat. You just kind of sit there and eat, and maybe you think about your own Torah topics, and you think about, oh, this is pretty bad right now. They're breaking Melacha in your head, because you don't really know these people that well, where you want to, kind of like be rude in their own house. So are you still held guilty for sitting there and kind of, not saying anything? Maybe you just don't. You're not really the type of person who knows how to, rebuke somebody in their own home, nonetheless,
Of course.
So you don't know the people who they're talking about.
Exactly.
You hear them talking about it, but, you're not just going to get up and leave. Let's say your wife is there too, and she's also not entertaining it. So you just sit there and eat, even though you hear the words, but you're not paying attention. Am I guilty at that point?
100%.
I'm guilty.
100%, yes. So let me explain from the beginning. So first, so before you go anywhere, so you have to check if it's going to be kosher food. Okay, if the food is kosher, basically. Right?
Religious from birth.
1 second. Okay. So I pause it. I give you general answer.
Okay.
The general answer. So you ask yourself, is food that's going to be kosher? Then you ask yourself, did they get even the food that they say, no, oh, I know you're a religious person. We're going to buy, we're going to order like a takeout. Okay, no problem, order takeout. Did they dip the dishes in the mikveh? Maybe not. Okay, who else is going to be there? So because, as we said many times in our book of Lashon Hara, it's one of the one of the 4 things for which person is losing place in Olam Haba. For what? For they want to speak their mind. Why should I lose my Olam Haba? Like somebody is going to kill me, and I'm going to see cordially and continue it. No, I'm going to stand up, jump and run. You understand? They invite me to this poisonous place, and they expect me to act nicely. No, why would I? You understand? So it's not about politeness. So with you listening, and maybe they're going to tell some funny story about this guy or about this lady and how he's so funny. So, and if you smile once you smile, so it encourages the person to continue. You understand? So you, with your smiling, or you being quiet, or paying attention in the half ear, so you put a stumbling block in front of the blind. He's going to continue to entertain. You understand? It's also your fault, not directly your fault, but you've been sitting in a assembly of the scoffers, right? It says in the first line, it's in the Tehillim, I don't remember anything, but this I remember. In Tehillim number 1, in the verse number 1, David HaMelech, he started the whole Tehillim. Happy is the person who never sat in the assembly of the scoffers. You understand? So if it's in 1:1, even I can remember it's 1:1. So everybody must remember. So he warned us, don't sit there. It's dangerous for your soul. You know, so why you want to sit and plus your wife is there? You understand? So, and even if you don't know these people, no problem. Next time they're going to invite you to that show. So, oh, this is the Felix. Oh, this is I remember what they said about the Felix. This funny guy who's with this cross eye. Now I know about him and his wife. I know. Go ahead, Masha. Sorry.
Well, I haven't been back since because I don't even want to. So, okay.
I mean, that's okay,
all right. Thank you for that.
Yes. It's one of the two. As a Rambam, he speaks very clearly. That's whatever we learned here. As we said many times before, I want to repeat one more time about Mishnah Torah. Rambam said, Halachah. That's it. He's not telling us stories, not to entertain us, not for our good behavior and stuff. It's nice. It's not a nice thing to do. It's bottom line Halachah. So basically, as Rambam said before, and we learned last time, you want to rebuke them, and you feel that it's in your power to rebuke. That's what you must do. If you cannot rebuke, for example, many times I see all of them, they have no idea what I'm talking about. You understand? Maybe if I separate them one-on-one, invite them to my house on one person, another person, so yeah, I can talk to them. But as a group of people, even 2 people, it's disaster. You're not going to, they're not going to listen to it. So just stand up and leave. So we had this question yesterday, no? and I said, from my experience, I just stood up. I say, sorry, I have to go. Thank you very much. I said, well, what happened? I have to go. That's it. So then this guy who invited us, he called. I explained him. Okay, you want to go to, you can go, but you can join our class, and I'm going to tell you these friends are not good for you. You understand? Because they speak freely, just because they're not religious. You understand? So you're not allowed in your house to this kind of conversation. You bring disaster to your house. Why would I want to do that? Understand? Any other question, comments?
Rav Leib, we should stop these people say don't just talk Lashon Hara, or sometimes Shabbat I have my friends in my house and I see they speak Lashon Hara. What I should do, just maybe stop them, and I don't know.
Okay, I give you. Okay, so here's the thing that somebody advised me many years ago. Okay, and it's so simple.
And I'm sorry, and Russian people likes it. Russian people, they start.
No. Okay,
don't never stop. You understand?
Don't say that. Russian people.
No, not my friend.
Yeah.
I understand. It's also Lashon Hara, but still.
It's one of the Beezrat Hashem. So next we're planning to learn Hilchot. So just not to embarrass anyone.
Yeah.
So try not to generalize, because when we speak about group of the people, so go and ask forgiveness from each of that group. Never say, okay, so I'm going to give you a solution, right? We don't just speak bad. We give you a solution. So solution is somebody advised me. I found this advice more than brilliant, right? So this person said, well, what I do, we read the parasha of the week around the table, right? with commentary. So, and everybody around the table, doesn't matter how empty this person is or unlearned, he can relate to the parasha and then give some like his 5 cents. You understand? So it's very, very very recommended.
Got it.
So, and it depends on the time, like how much time you have. So the parasha can be, I don't know. It depends how much coming you can read 2 hours, 3 hours, and get everybody involved. So when people are bored, so they start creating groups. So my goal always, I give you the secret, I always break the groups. No, I don't like groups like three conversations around the table. I don't like that. So we're sitting together. Should be one conversation. You want to lead? You want to tell us the Dvar Torah? Tell us Dvar Torah. You understand? But don't contaminate my table with if you don't know anything. So listen to me. If I don't have anything to say, I have a bookcase. I'm going to open the book on the level of these people, and some books are made like very entertaining. It's a Musar and Kabbalah and stories, and so you read that book and the stories of Rabbi Zilber. That's right. So read that and get everybody in discussion. Otherwise, people speak what they know, negativity.
I got you. I got it. Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
Rabbi. Yeah, okay. So let's say that's not a possibility to tell them Parsha, right? They're such a Shayim, you didn't know it before, but they're such a Shayim, you can't speak to them about the Parsha. So are you allowed, because they're speaking Lashon Hara, they're doing a big Avera, are you allowed to make up a story about some fake person and start speaking Lashon Hara about this fake person? Because they just want to hear some Lashon Hara. At least, you're not saying anything bad against a real person. Is this allowed or no?
And you see, in we have this separate prohibition as a maris ayin. Maris ayin means the way the eye see, right? So meaning what? Maybe you're not doing avera, any avera, but in their mind, it's like you're like them. They do not know that it's a fictional person. So they say, so people make up like there was like few times in my life. I almost fainted, like my brain was about to blow up, right? So we were witnesses, same story, right? It's the same incident, right? And I was there, and that person was there, and 10 minutes later, this person tells what happened. I was like, whoa, that's not what happened. That's not what you said to that person. That's not even close. You understand? And they would take your words and they twist it around. If they have a base. So I was talking to someone today, and then I told this person, you must know that in all of the lies, it has to be foundation is truth, or some part. If there is no truth in this life, it's not going to stand. You understand? So it must be. So they're going to take your story, twist it around. Disaster. Don't I want to say clear. Don't sit down in next to this Rishon. Period. Continue walking. Care about your soul. Hashem is not going to ask what happened to their soul from you, right? He's going to say why you contaminated this. I gave you your soul to keep pure. You understand? You're not, I mean, of course, we're responsible for each other, but I'm not responsible to put my soul, my eternity in danger in order to save them. Same with the spiritual life, same as physical life, right? So if for example, somebody is in a dangerous situation, right? And I might lose my finger, so I'm not obligated to save that person. If for sure I'm going to lose my pinky, I'm not obligated to say. But if it's possibility that I might lose my pinky, I'm allowed and obligated to save it. You understand? So needless to say about spiritual life. Go ahead.
But by save him, we mean his life, or save him from what?
From life threatening danger. We're on the battlefield, right? There is he's wounded. And they might, and I might lose my pinky. I'm not obligated.
Mm-hmm.
That's the halachah. So if a person, so the deeper question, the person who can go beyond the halacha and risk his life, but it's a different story. It's not for this class. So, but I think, go ahead.
Yeah, so let's say you're at work, right? Would it be a chumrah to not sit next to people who have a chance of speaking Lashon Hara and, eat somewhere else 2-3 hours later, or no? Or is that not a chumrah?
No, it's not chumrah. That's what I used to do. So, and our genius, one of the genius president, we had all cubicles, right? Like this tall cubicle. They cut one thing became one more. They cut all of this walls, right? They say break down the style. So now everybody like in everybody's face. So you understand. So when everybody like anybody talking, I can hear. There is no walls. So what I would do, I would put my earphones, like listen to the lecture and eat my lunch. That's it. And understand? I give you the story. So I had this neighbor, this lady, right? This Italian lady behind me, and it was her girlfriend would come from time to time to the office, this Russian lady, and they start talking and talking and talking. And I thought, Hashem, why me? Why me? I'm trying to avoid all Lashon Hara. Why me? And I put the earphones and I said, now I understand. So otherwise I would not listen. I would do whatever, but now I'm forced to listen. So understand? There are always with these earphones, with the technology, there's always a solution to the problem. You understand? So I don't know anybody somewhere on the street, not on Shabbos, walking without earphones. I don't think so. I always unless whatever happened, I always wear them. So I'm not interested to hear. And plus, why would I waste time if I can learn Torah for free? You understand? That's, I think, should be approached to avoid these wicked people. So we should not be feel bad to embarrass them. Especially, I mean, if you feel bad, so make up something. So I don't feel well, right? You can always say I don't feel well, meaning in different language, like I feel disgusted. I don't feel well, so I need to go home. I say thank you very much. It was nice dinner. See you never, unless you do the Shiur. You understand? Okay, continue. Should I continue? Okay, so unless any other questions, if we did not clarify, so please ask. So I don't want to leave it like that. You good, Moshe? You good? Okay. So number 6, all of the above people who speak Lashon Hara, in whose neighborhood one is forbidden to dwell. In whose neighborhood one is forbidden, in neighborhood, not to sit around the table. Neighborhood, you're not allowed to. Arachim 15b quotes, God is saying, I cannot dwell in the world together with the people who speak Lashon Hara. Okay. It is not proper for Jews to dwell where God's presence cannot be found. One more time. It is not proper for Jews to dwell where God's presence cannot. So, meaning Hashem is running from this place. There is no Shekhinah. Why would you go to this place? That means that you're not known person. So we all have to strive for holiness. And this guy goes to this unholy place. Right? Continue. See also Medrash Tanhuma, Korach, section 4, which notes that many members of the tribe of Reuben were drawn into Korach's mutiny because they were his neighbors. That's it. So that's the famous one. So all of these rabbis from Korach's rebellion were from Reuben's family. Why? They were neighbors. So it's very like if neighbors do not always sit at the same table. So needless to say, all of these people. Okay, so continue. Verse 39. How much more so it is forbidden to sit together with them and hear their conversation. 40. As mentioned in our commentary, Halachah 3, it is forbidden to listen to Lashon Hara. Here Rambam appears to be adding that one is forbidden even to sit where one can hear the speaking Lashon Hara, lest one listen. I mean, I think that's exactly how we explain it. In his last testament to his son, Hyrcanus, Rabbi Eliezer warned him, my son, do not sit among the company of the people who speak unfavorably of their fellow men. These words are sent to the heaven and are written in a book, and all those assembled are recorded in as an evil company and slanderers. Turkey, the Rabbi Eliezer. So also have its hand 5 to 6. Okay, so I give you the story of one of my students told me, right? So so he was in a car. He's in his teenage years. I don't know. He told me, but maybe he was 17, 18 years old, whatever he was. And the police stopped the car, and they found some drugs on one guy. So they arrested everybody. And this guy, poor guy, he spent 3 times in jail. You understand? And then it went to his record, and then he had to clean the record. And his parents spent thousands and thousands of dollars just to prove that he was just in a car. But for a judge, for police, it does not matter. Nothing was found on him. He was in a car with a person who had these drugs. You understand? So it's example from real life. So to clean up his as he thought, pure record, it took him a lot of time, and he could not get a job, could not get clearance and stuff like that. So it was like disaster. So they all in all the companies they ask you if you have a police record, and he did, right, for nothing. So it's same here. You associate with these people. It's like you have a record in Shemaim, bad record.
Rabbi, just to be clear, when someone's speaking Lashon Hara, you're allowed to embarrass him for him to stop speaking, right? If he didn't listen to you.
No. What's I'm saying? You do not embarrass anybody. So you try. So I always say that Baruch Hashem, people cannot hold the conversation. The mind of the people, especially Jews who do not eat kosher, that's 100%. So the mind is jumping. People who play games, who watch videos, they cannot concentrate on details. So they just switch topic. Just ask her, how's your dog? He said, I don't have a dog. You don't have a dog? I thought you have a dog. Somehow I thought, so now we're talking about dogs, or what are we talking about? You understand? That's the best. They try to switch. How's your job? How's this? How that? So I mean, on some different topic. But that's the first step. Okay, go ahead.
Didn't we say yesterday though, if someone's making fun of someone, talking about someone speaking Lashon Hara, you're allowed to show your discontent, and if that doesn't work, you're allowed to tell him off if it happens publicly.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, okay. So yeah, first try as always. We try to resolve all of these issues like as peacefully as possible. So many times you're going to tell Lashon Hara, and then he's going to tell you back, you're also speaking Lashon Hara about me. You understand? This empty people. So you have to, like, if you have other ways to finish it, right? To switch the topic, that's what you must do. But if he's talking about like openly continue, and you have to rebuke him, of course, in front of the other people, right? Many times it's not going to turn out so good. Just so you know, right? Like I was in my previous class, so we were talking, and I said the biggest issue in our generation is ego. People cannot admit. And one of my students, like the person break down, was tough and this argument. Whatever I said, why are you arguing? You do not know. I learned all of these books. Why are you arguing with me? Like it's because of your ego. And Baruch Hashem, 5 days ago, the person break down. Now he start listening. You understand? But many people, they're not going to listen. It's not because it's true. It's because you say. What's wrong with me? No, because from you, I don't want to hear. I heard it so many times. It has nothing to do with me, with him. It's about personal ego. You understand? So, but always, when we're trying to rebuke somebody, it's all like from my experience. If you want to be heard, say that I'm your friend. I only want the best for you, and I think that you're making a mistake. I think, and I can. It's not my thought. I'm zero, but I can show you in our books, in our Holy Torah, that whatever you do is not right. That's not what we do. You understand? And he's a punishment. So he see Hilchas Teshuvah, this and that, and then last person. So we were talking about mikveh, right? His wife refused to go to mikveh. I told him, you cannot be with her, you cannot live with her. No, she's a good person, and he's laughing and stuff. I say, I care about you. I mean, let me talk to you. Let my wife talk. Like let somebody give you a video. He said, absolutely not. You understand? So let her not to go to mikveh. Can you do? Stubborn people, their egos. So she's not going to go. She's not going to talk to anybody, right? She can talk to her girlfriends 2 hours on the phone about nonsense, but about her eternity, she's not going to talk. Why? She thinks she's above it. It's all ego. You understand? It's a big problem. Okay, you know what? I don't think it's time to start new Halachah. So let's open for questions. But we want any questions, please. Stop. Did we finish? Oh, you know what? I apologize. Let's finish. We didn't finish 6. Apologies. So let's quickly finish 6 and then we go to questions. Okay. So it says, sorry, all of the above people who speak Lashon Hara, in whose neighborhood one is forbidden to dwell. Okay. Okay, so we commented on that. So in neighborhood, you're not allowed to dwell. How much so it is forbidden to sit together with them and hear their conversation. Okay, we also commented on that. The judgment against our ancestors compelled them to wander for 40 years, right, in the desert was only still because of Lashon Hara. Commentary 42, sorry. There is because of the spice unfavorable report of Eretz Israel, the judges, the Jewish people accept and solve it. So basically, they spoke about the land, not about the people. They were talking about the earth and the rocks. What were they talking about, right? About the earth and the rock negatively, and that's what we got. 40 years of suffering, not suffering, but okay, you got the point. Arachim 15a states that since the punishment was decreed for speaking Lashon Hara about mere trees and stones, one must imagine how severe the punishment is for speaking Lashon Hara about another person, right? If they got such a severe punishment for talking about trees and stones, so needless to say about the person. Our sages explain that the disease tsaras, which resembles leprosy, came as a punishment for the sins of the gossip and Lashon Hara. Therefore, at the conclusion, Hilchas Tumat Tzarat, 1610, the Rambam also elaborates on the evil of these sins and the possibility and repercussions of such behavior. So basically, this is exception, of course. This tzaras, it comes only to a person when he speaks Lashon Hara. So basically, there is no suffering without sin. But this sin is like purely spiritual. So it's like they don't use medicine to cure. They just confine a person somewhere outside of the camp or outside of the city and keeps him separate. So our sages say, why do they keep them separate? Maybe put all of the people who speak Lashon Hara together. Let them. They say no. He wants to be popular. He wants to be famous. He wants to be nice. He wants to talk all of these people, right? So now you're still confined by yourself, and guess what? And you have time to think about all of this behavior. And Beezrat Hashem, you're going to change, and this tzaras is going to go away. Beezrat Hashem. Okay. Any questions?
Rabbi, if I'm saying something about let's say my friend, he is a rich guy, he has the house, he's very good, successful. It's also Lashon Hara or no?
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
Okay. So I give exactly. Let me give you even better example.
Oh,
a better example. Okay, here's an example. It's not like your example also good, but a little different, and it's mind blowing. So somebody invite you to his house, and this person was so generous. He said this and this and this and that, all of the dishes, stuff like that. So it's forbidden to speak about him, that he's so generous. So other people would come. Why? Other people would come to him and say, "Look, look, I know, Felix, you never invited me. What's going on? You invite all these people and you give all of these things. Why not? So in speaking like good about you speaking from the bottom of your heart. You want to say compliment to the person, but he's actually losing out from this. And now he said, no, I'm away. Maybe my wife doesn't like gas and stuff like that. She's I heard about this guy Felix, and you were not treating him like 5 stars. But I also want. What do you mean? You don't like me? You this, you that. You understand? So or somebody lend somebody money, right? So this person is grateful. I was out of the job for 5 months, for this month, and I could not pay rent. They were almost a week. I went to this guy Felix. I thought that all of the rich people are bad, but he gave me money. He paid for 5 months and stuff like that, and give me extra money. So now I have a job. I'm so grateful. Lashon Hara 100%. Because he would make other people. So that this person is honest. He lost his job. He's going to pay back. But this is going to invite all the crooks. And I said all of the crooks say, okay, let's come to this guy Felix. He has money. He has a big car. And he comes and said, Felix, I need money, this and that. And he knows these crooks. So he said, oh, look, here's $20. Hatzlach Haraba, you gave this guy $6,000 and he's not even showing my shower. And this is, whoa. And this guy, he wants to bury himself. You understand? So it's not all of them, some of the laws of Lashon Hara, they're not so like common sense. A person, I think I want to give the compliment to my friend. Do you understand? So, but so somebody who did a favor for me, but it turns like disaster for that person, and that's the last thing that you want to be very to bring him to any losses, right? Even to say no, it's hard to say no when a person give you the fact. You give them 6,000. You want to give me $20? Okay.
Thank you very much, Doctor. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any questions? Any topic, please. Go ahead.
Right. How does one know when someone's actually in doubt versus he's superstitious and has OCD on, let's say, some halachah or something like that?
I mean, you have to know yourself. You have to I think you just have to learn Halachah from the beginning with all of the details, right? So I'm me personally. I don't in our classes, as we know, we go only by summary, but in order to answer your questions, I go into details of every Halachah by myself or with somebody else, right? So I don't want to overburden because sometimes it's too much. Okay. So, but when you have the superstition, so sometimes our summary is not enough. So if you have this doubt in some area, just learn all the details about this halachah. You understand? Like that's would be the answer. Did I answer the question?
Yeah, understood.
So it's the only thing is it's to learn, and plus you always pray to Hashem to give you the right answer, right? And for siyata d'shmaya, basically, to find the right answer. Okay, so a quick answer. So somebody asked me today, and I was not 100% sure again. So I mean, so I look it up. So I mean, before answering. So here's the thing. So the question is very very similar as one of you asked me before. So so are you allowed to benefit for a Melacha that was done by a not religious Jew on Shabbos? Right? That's the question. Right? So he's not observant. From time to time he does Melacha. So basically, for the bottom line, for that person, it's forbidden forever. For a Jew, the Melacha on Shabbos is forbidden forever. For others, even including that person that for whom the Melacha was done, it's not forbidden. You just have to wait until time after Shabbos that it takes to do the Melacha from the beginning to the end. So the case was, for example, it's a simple case. As somebody asked me, let's say somebody cooked for somebody else, right? Like stew or whatever they cooked. This his wife, whatever she cooked. So she's not allowed to eat ever. This stew, not ever, right? But others, including her husband, they're allowed to eat this stew like I don't know how long does it take, like 2 hours, 3 hours. So after 3 hours after Shabbos, he's allowed to eat. But not okay if it's on a day like regular basis. If it's on a regular basis, so it's different halachah apply. Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, so I'll explain how this question applies. But firstly, let's say there's a person, he makes $1 million a day, okay, something like that, and he makes $1 million on Shabbos and wants to give it to you, okay. But you obviously don't make $1 million. You make $15 an hour or whatever. So if he makes these $1 million on Shabbos, right? Do I have to wait 1 day, or do I have to wait the 60 years, 70 years it takes me to make the $1 million because I'm working $15 an hour?
I apologize. I didn't get the connection. What is the connection with you with that person?
He decided to give me $1 million. Decided worked on Shabbos for that money, gave me $1 million. This applies why? Because
step back, slow down. So first of all, we didn't know that he made this money on Shabbos. So first of all, just so we know, this money is only so maybe this money are mixed. The money that he made on Shabbos are mixed with money that are not made on Shabbos. Agree?
Agree.
Okay.
I'm saying 100% this money is from Shabbos. Okay.
Oh, okay. So yeah. Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah. So this would not be allowed. Yes. Ever. I mean, how they clear?
Ever? Why ever? After 30 years, 50 years? No, why not?
That's a good question. Okay, that's a good question. Okay.
I'll explain how it applies, because let's say someone has a car, right, and he got groceries on Shabbos. Okay, so I don't know, 1 hour, 1.5 hours, he went to the supermarket, came back. But for me, I don't have a car. I would have to take the train and this and that, so on and so forth. So maybe for me, I'd have to wait 3 hours, you understand? So which person does it apply to? Me, if I actually had to do it, or if he actually had to do it? That's basically
I think it's a good question. It's guess. I never saw it. It's written anywhere. So, I mean, of course it does, but I didn't see it. So my personal guess, it would be according to you. Yeah. Because you gain all of this time. You understand? Because we're trying to offset your gain. That's my
question. Are you finished? Yeah.
No, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
This never happened, the situation. I just thought of it right now.
Okay.
Let's say your parent, who's not religious, decides to buy a lottery ticket on Shabbat. And he finds out it's a winner. But he cashes it during the week. And then he says, "Here's son who's religious. Here's some money. Am I allowed to benefit from that money or no?"
It's a difficult. I want to say it's a question to be fit in a Rabbi Zilber's book. I don't know. I don't want to say Zilber's book. I don't know.
I was just curious. It just popped in my head.
I mean, it's a good question. So.
It's an unlikely question to pop in my head because I know.
I mean,
Rabbi.
I don't want to answer because I'm not sure. It's a difficult question. Yeah, go ahead.
What's it called? No, you only probably have to wait 5-10 seconds. Why? Because the ticket itself always costs money. You just happen to scratch it over there, so the Melacha is just scratching it. So 10 seconds afterwards, no?
He acquired it. The problem is acquisition.
Oh, he acquired it on Shabbos. Okay.
Yes. So, I mean, but the lottery was. I know there are too many things involved. Okay, so this one of the questions that I'm not sure. Okay. Any other questions? So, Israel, you there?
I'm here. I have one. Can you benefit of packages sent on Shabbos by a non-Jew friend or person known to me because he works, and the only day he can ship anything, for example, whatever it is eaten,
Yes, yeah.
is on Shabbos. I am
Well,
allowed to.
one second. But you're not going to get it on Shabbos, correct?
No, the shipment
Yeah, it
comes
takes 2 days.
any day.
Okay, you see, he does not do anything forbidden for him on Shabbos, and you're not going to benefit on Shabbos. You understand? So in order for Melacha to be forbidden, you have to benefit for it on Shabbos. So if it's not, so maybe okay, maybe it's not always true, but in this case it is true.
So he can deliver on Shabbos without any issue.
Well, one
He's
second.
non-Jew.
You changing the question. So you said
he's non-Jew.
No, but he's going to deliver or ship like via the post office, like a package, the box. No,
he's going to deliver a box or whatever on Shabbos.
On Shabbos, okay. So here's the thing. Okay, see, if you did not tell him when to deliver, so he said, "Look, I got you books. Yeah. Can I bring to you?" You say, "Yeah, you can bring anytime."
In this case,
you understand? So okay, so he said, "Can I deliver on Shabbos?" Let's say. So he said, "You're going to answer, no, I cannot accept them on Shabbos." So if you leave it like, I don't know, if you say to leave it outside, then after Shabbos you can pick it up, so there is no problem.
No, the shipment takes weeks, so it's never going to come here on Shabbos.
Yeah, so you're not benefiting any more or less if he's doing it on Shabbos or on Friday or on Sunday. You understand?
Okay. Another question
is, if there's no direct benefit for you, so there is no connection. Go ahead. Another question.
Yes, and can a non-Jew friend visit me on Shabbos if he is coming in a motor vehicle?
If a non-Jew can visit you on Shabbos? Yeah, of course. They don't do anything forbidden for them. Because they don't do it for you.
I heard in some Shiur that maybe the Rabbi is talking about Jews that are non-observant and they are going to visit someone observant and they are coming to his house by car.
Exactly. That's the issue. So you're not allowed to invite somebody who is coming to you on Shabbos in a car, of course. But that's a different story. So somebody apologizes. You're not allowed to invite another Jew. So basically, you put a stumbling block in front of the blind. You invite. You say it's going to be good food, good company, and guess what? He lives too far from you, right? So he's going to drive for sure. I know a few people like they live 5 blocks from me, 7 blocks from me. They always drive. I don't know how is it possible. I would go crazy just to find parking, right? They always drive. So I know these people not to invite on Shabbos or holidays. They're going to drive for sure.
For example, I think, for example, hypothetical situation. I live in Israel and I have friends and they are Hilonim, and I say, oh, they don't observe nothing, so I am allowed to invite them.
No.
But they are going to transgress by visiting me by car.
Exactly, you're right 100%. So he's our approach. So let the transgression never become through me. They want to do what they want to do. They're going to do without me. But let not me be the one through whom the transgression come to the world, because that person is going to be responsible. He's going to be like father of this transgression. You understand? With all of the invitation to go taking a bus to the shul or taking a car to the shul and stuff like that.
I have one last question, if it's possible.
Yes.
Are you allowed to benefit from non-religious person perform on Shabbos. For example, the other day my sister came and brought to me food that was cooked on Shabbos by a non-Jew, and she is non-Jew, and he brought the food to me by car on Shabbos, or I must wait till the end of Shabbos to eat this food.
Correct. Because yes, correct, 100%. So you if it was done specifically for you, you're not allowed to benefit.
But after Shabbos, it's possible to eat.
Yes. So let's go a little leniently, right? So we said, let's say all the ingredients they had in the house, they didn't have to go shopping. They had the refrigerator, all of these things, right? And they would cook. So only the time it takes to cook all of this, the dish, you have to wait. That's it.
I thought you weren't allowed to eat food cooked by a non-Jew unless there's a Jew present, right? No, something like that.
Okay, that's a difference. You're right, 100%. So let's. You're right. So let me comment on what Moshe said. That's a different halakha. So basically, so let's finish with one question and then we go to Moshe's comment. So we're not allowed for non-Jew to do for us whatever it's not allowed for us to do it for ourselves. So basically, we cannot ask him to do anything for us unless we can do the same thing. Exceptions, as we learned in our Shabbos class, is when somebody is sick and he's in second or third category. So he in the second category, whose life is not in danger, right? So we can ask non-Jew to perform even biblical Melacha for him, right? In a third category, with his minor illness, so we said that we can ask straightforward non-Jew to do for him even only rabbinical, no biblical, but rabbinical translations. Okay, so but now go to what our friend Moshe said. That's a different issue. So we have a prohibition of cooking, of eating the food that cooked is by non-Jew. So of course the topic is much larger than we say. So and even if he, and second issue that he cooked in non-kosher utensils. I understand that there was meat and milk together. It's all of these things or not kosher milk, no, not kosher meat and stuff like that. So he cooked pig, right? 2 hours ago, and now he's going to do for you, my friend, vegetable soup. Guess what? It's complete pig, 100%. You understand? So that's a different story. I mean, some of the things that non-Jew cooked are allowed. If they, for example, they cook in your house with your kosher utensil, with your kosher ingredients. So even without supervision, right? Some things, but many things are not allowed. Okay. Did we answer the question?
One last thing is if this situation is a situation of pikuach nefesh, are you allowed to benefit from a non-Jew that is cooked?
Correct.
Obviously, he's not cooking pig and nothing, but it's probable that his utensils are mixed or used previously.
Exactly. So even pikuach nefesh, if person is about to die, whatever, if he unless he's going to eat, he's allowed to eat even non-kosher food. There is no contradiction. No, he cannot eat any food. There is no problem. Okay. Any other questions? Okay. So we stop here. Beezrat Hashem. So I think very productive, right? So good night, and until tomorrow, same time, different topic. Thank you very much, guys.
Good night. Thank you.
Good night.